Pisas here? Are there any? You really know. So Tokyo Tech, PISA is Tokyo Tech International Student Association. So every week we host an activity called Let's Go Global. So PISA is an organization which aims to bring together the students of Tokyo Tech of various nationalities. So again, the activity is called Let's Go Global. So Let's Go Global. In here, every Thursday, we meet to learn about other countries and culture, to meet interesting people, to join PISA communities, and find out about upcoming events of PISA. Today, we have a very special event right now because we have a guest in cooperation with Sage. So Sage brought us our guest today. They're from Brazil. So there are 6 students, right? Are you 6 students? Four. So 4 Brazilian students. Welcome. Welcome to PISA.
Welcome!
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you in advance for coming here and presenting about Brazil. So anyone from Brazil? Most of us, except for our very special guests, right? Yeah. We don't know anything about Brazil. So maybe we should now call on.
Thank you so much for receiving us today. It's a pleasure, it's an honor. I was also an international student in the United States back 2 decades ago. I don't want to talk about it because time goes so fast in life. And now, I would like to briefly present you some of these young fellows that are with us. They received a prize from SEBRAE, the institution that I work for. This institution works to promote competitiveness for small business and to foster entrepreneurship. These guys were the ones between 38,000 inscriptions. They were the one who got to the finals. What they had to do to manage an IT company, and the final project was to build up an IT solution to promote education. How to help children in their process of learning how to read, and the educators to perceive the deficiencies. So these are the guys. I would like a huge applause to these guys. Thank you so much for having us here. I have to talk about Brazil in 10 minutes. And we are talking about 9.6 million of square meters, 200 million people in Brazil, but I would like to talk about the youth. That's what we are most interested in the Brazilian case. Am I speaking too fast, or shall I slow down a little bit? Okay. Just to give you a rough idea what we are talking about, 50 million. It's the size of Germany, pretty much. Just people from 15 up to 30 years in Brazil. That's what we call the youth wave. And this brings us a huge opportunity. A huge opportunity of changing the country's profile. We believe that this generation will definitely change Brazil. How can we do that? First, making sure that they get a better education. And Brazilians right now are getting so many more years of formal education. Secondly, they are, and this Tokyo Tech type of approach also, they are so much technological driven. I talk about they are so much more connected, IT knowledge, and the type of all devices. They really want to be in touch. And finally, these students and the youth in Brazil are so much more globalized. They speak languages, they search for the best reference worldwide, they are studying and work abroad. And Victor, it's a very good example, being a master's degree, coming from Rio de Janeiro and sharing. See, show how proud we are about Rio de Janeiro, okay? Okay. We made a survey among the Brazilians, my institution made a survey. And we asked to the Brazilian population what were their dreams. What would be important to, especially for the youth, between 15 to 30 years in the entire population. The first dream of the Brazilians, I want to have my own house. It's important also for the Japanese people to have their own house. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it's difficult. It's so expensive to have a house here. It's 3 times more expensive than Brazil. But the second, which I believe is so much more interesting, they want to have their own business. If you ask this guy here, this big guy here, Diego, who is going to be your next boss? When you finish your studies, himself. He doesn't work. He doesn't want to work for anyone, anywhere. He wants to be his own boss. And I would say that up to 20%, I'm talking about 20 million people, have their own business in Brazil, or at least they are starting, or they have already a business for the last 3 years. So we want to change the profile. We want to be a reference in entrepreneurship in the Brazilian case. What else can we talk about? We are a multicultural, a multi-ethnic society, extremely driven to diversity. We definitely believe that diversity can be a competitive factor to make Brazil a very different environment for investments, for in the global scenario. What else can we do, and what else we've been thinking about? I would like to share an idea. Brazilians are very critical and skeptical about the present, but very optimistic about the future. I cannot explain that. But the phrase that makes this a little bit more clear is the following: things are going to get better. Even if the present is not so great, even if we have to every day faces huge challenges in our lives, but we do believe that life is going to get better, not for us as individuals, but also for the entire country. Are we on line? Okay. I'm going to talk about another issue which for us is very, very important. It's called women. Women is making a huge difference in our country. They are changing also our society profile, making so much more equitable, fair, and a concerned society. What we are talking about, despite the fact that they do not gain as much as the men makes, despite the fact that they are not represented on the big companies, the Zaibatsu's boards, or in the political scenario, they are making a huge difference in our country. And we do believe that this generation and the women of this generation will change our country profile. But finally, and I think I have 1 or 2 minutes more to go, something that is the most valuable asset of our society. That's what my generation helped to build up. It's called freedom. There is nothing comparable as freedom. Freedom to speech, freedom to express our ideas, our opinions, our beliefs, our ethics, about government, about our society, about ourselves. We believe that despite of being a young democracy, because we have a dictatorship between almost 20 years, and now we have 20 years of democracy in the Brazilian case, okay? We do believe that we achieved so much in terms of freedom of expression. We do not know how to vote yet. Sometimes we choose the wrong candidates. We don't have a political consciousness sufficient to make all the necessary reforms that we need. We have so much and so many things to do. But one thing we are completely sure that we want. We want a free press, and we want a free right to express our opinion about human rights, about political issues, and about our society. That's the message that I would briefly like to share. I'm sorry if I not fully attend your expectations, but what is most important for us right now is definitely to interact with you guys and see what kind of questions do you have and how can we also learn from the students about cultural exchange. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Right now we open questions for anything about Brazilian students or anything about your country. Yes, Filipinos.
He said it was Brazilian, what?
No, he's not Brazilian.
I know.
I have a question because the focus of your talk was clearly the future generation or nowadays youth, right? And in fall, I think there's the climate conference in Paris, and I think Brazil is taking an important role in this whole process because you have a major part of the rainforest on your country, which is supposed to be the lungs of the earth, right, in terms of producing oxygen. I'm neither on the purely Western industrialized perspective on this, neither on the only developed countries perspective or side, but I would be interested in, if you're talking about the future, and Brazil is for getting up the economy, taking a lot from the rainforest away, what is your goal for Paris?
Very good question. It's something that the entire society is definitely very concerned about. We promoted 25 years ago, the Rio, the 90s, and Rio plus 20. This shows pretty much what type of, the level of concern that Brazilians are having, not just with the rainforest, but the entire matter of preserving the environment. I think this is a big issue, and we are the ones who suffer more, especially the tropical countries, with rain, with dry seasons, long dry seasons like we are facing the scarcity of water in the Brazilian case. We are the ones who suffer more the effects of the global climate change. And we've been investing not just in the government level, but every single company right now has a different and a more sensible approach concerning sustainability. And when we talk about sustainability in the Brazilian case, we are not just talking about environment. We are talking about social and economic, because it has to run a business that can be financially sustainable, that brings social impact, and has to be concerned with the environment. Germany, I know that is the best reference concerning the green technologies. And sometimes we do exchange technologies with Germany because of the backgrounds, and there are lots of things going on in Brazil and